This is going to be your weekly tarot and oracle forecast. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies for the upcoming week, break it down day by day, and let you know how to navigate. So as I'm filming this, it is a dreary Sunday afternoon. Rain, darkness, wind. It got sunny for a little bit, and then it went right back to this sort of dreary, dull day. It's one of those days where it feels like you just want to stay home. Maybe you want to take a nap. Maybe you want to curl up on the couch. Maybe you want to take a nap. Maybe you just want to hermit yourself a little bit. I also have the feeling that many of you are very tired, meaning you're sleeping, but you're not really sleeping. You know that feeling where, yes, you close your eyes, you fall asleep, but you just don't feel rested when you wake up. And I think that's because there's a lot of anticipation in the air, maybe even some anxiety. It's a bit of a rocky road right now, and I know there's a lot of talk leading up to the full moon in Aquarius coming up on the 19th, and we'll talk about that at a later time, but I will say that, you know, weather seems pretty unstable. Just people are feeling anxious, you know, so we're going to take a look at some messages for the upcoming week to get ourselves going. So let's see what we need to know. And we have opportunity and change. Yep. Things are changing. I mean, I think that's really the overall view right now is we know things are changing and shifting. We just don't know the direction in which things are going. You know, the astrology right now does show some chaos, you know, unstable energy, things coming to light. And as I say this, it's Uranus energy. So it can go either way. And I think that's kind of what we're feeling right now. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. It can go either way, but we just have to take it as it comes, right? What else can we do other than trust the process and try to put out the best energy that we possibly can? As I always say, you can't get caught up in everybody else's fear and worry. You can control your own energy. So if it means putting yourself in a position where you feel protected and you're not influenced by other people's tension and difficulties, then do that. Do what you need to do for you, right? You want to stay in the best energy as possible. So opportunity and change is the theme. And we have here loss. How many of you are feeling grief? Like, because things are changing, you feel like you're losing something, but it's not that you're necessarily losing something, you're also gaining something. You know, I always think of the analogy of walking up a staircase. You know, every step you take, you're going to release an old step. Your new life is going to cost you your old life. And I think that that's very hard sometimes, right? To recognize that a cycle has ended or something has ended. And it's okay. It's really okay to feel the grief. But the thing is that you can't stay in that energy forever, right? So let's see what else we need to know. I feel like I'm going to take 4 for the overall theme today. Feels needed. See, power lines, energy. How many of you feel, this is going to sound weird, that like power is glitchy right now? You know, yes, okay, it's Mercury retrograde and we have technology breakdown or glitches, but there's something that is glitchy, you know? Also, power lines is energy, and you can feel the intensity in the air, right? We just talked about this, that change is coming. And I'm going to take, like I said, one other deck because I just kind of feel like we need another word of guidance here. Now, of course, when I'm looking for the deck that I want, oh, here we go. I was going to say I can't find it, but I like this deck in particular because it does have a lot of positive messages. And that's what we need. We need positivity, right? And we have here joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. So here's the thing. Even though you may be feeling some loss or there's some sadness in the air, always remember to find joy in whatever it is that you're doing. I mean, if you are hermiting yourself on your sofa, watch something funny on TV. You know, put something on in general that's going to make you feel good and laugh. You know, we need that. So let's put these cards off to the side and take a look at what we may experience throughout the week. Now, if we need these cards, I'll bring them back, but let's kind of get into it. So the deck that I'm going to be using for the oracle cards is a deck that I just reviewed on my YouTube channel, and they're called the Secret Language of Color cards. And I love color. I love the meanings. You know, imagery means a lot to me. And maybe that's just my background as an English language and literature major and former high school teacher moments. But there's something about color and color theory. So let's see what we need to know about each day of the week, starting with Monday. And we have indigo, improve your vision. Now, this is kind of funny because if you saw the reading that I did or the review that I did, I always put a little mini reading in there. And this was one of the cards. So I'm not surprised that this came out. Improve your vision means open your eyes. You know, there might have been some things that you didn't want to acknowledge in the last while. And now's the time to open your eyes. And not only that, it's open to joy and delight. Did we not just see that, right? On this card, it says open your heart to joy. So, you know, I look at these two cards, they're both purple. Purple is the third eye, and of course, you know, crown chakra energies. So indigo, open your vision or improve your vision. On Tuesday, now these cards are quite large, so pardon my shuffling. On Tuesday, we have plum energy, overcome your challenges. See, this is the point. Some of you are feeling that loss and that grief or change, and you've got to overcome them. You've got to be, you know, stronger than ever. And here's the thing. I know you've been strong. I know you've been through a lot, and some of us are tired of being strong. And of course, there is balance there, right? You don't have to push so hard. At the same time, you've got to pick your battles wisely, right? So let's take a look at Wednesday, and we have apricot, rejoice and laugh. So second time that we've had this energy of delight and rejoice and happiness. I love that. Okay, let's see. On Thursday, turquoise, awaken your empathy. Saw that card too. Fascinating because, you know, empathy is about thinking about yourself and of course other people, having empathy for others. You know, we don't always know what people are going through, right? We don't know the battles that they have behind closed doors. And it's always important to be mindful of the bigger picture. You know, I'm not ever saying that we excuse bad behavior, but at the same time, it's important to understand where people are coming from, you know, why they're feeling the way they're feeling or talking the way they're talking. Now, like I said earlier, you can protect your energy. You don't have to engage in everyone else's back and forth or fear or consume things that are not good for your mental health or general well-being. At the same time, you can understand it. Right? You can understand what people are going through. I always say that with my gifts, it's that I can understand why people do what they do, even if I don't agree with it. I don't let it bother me. You know, if someone feels a certain way, then I have to respect that. That's how they feel, right? And I think sometimes we have to remember that people project. You know, they project a lot based on how they're feeling internally. So you can't always take things personally. And that is a message that I've been saying a lot lately in my readings and sessions. It's been coming up a lot that people are just taking a lot of things personally. And again, sometimes it's not about you. It's about everything else. It's just that we internalize it as us doing something wrong, when in reality, it may not even have anything to do with us. So let's take a look at Friday. Oh, look at that. As I'm speaking, the sun is kind of poking through a little bit. It's really up and down today with the sun and the clouds. So on Friday, we have bronze. See, strengthen your body. It could very well be that some of you are thinking about your health. You know, maybe that's working out more or eating better, just general well-being. And this is also maybe about wearing some armor, you know. Again, you don't have to be in battle necessarily, but at the same time, it's about picking your battles wisely. Because 1 + 4 is a 5. Oh, sorry, you can't see that, but it's a number 14 card. And that means changes. So let's see what's happening on Saturday. We have yellow energy, purify your body. See, there you go. Maybe this is a desire to cleanse or to, again, work on health. Okay. And let's see what's going on for Sunday. Now, full moon energy is happening on Monday the 19th, But you know those days leading up to it are always tricky. And we have Burgundy. Awaken your passion. Interesting. I think there's going to be some emotions coming out. Maybe over a glass of wine. Hard to say. But let's take a sneak peek at the following week to see what we need to know. Azure. Protect yourself. I said that earlier. Right? Protect yourself. Okay, let's see. We'll get some clarification with the cards. Let's take a look at Monday, that indigo energy. Improve your vision. The Nine of Water, wishes, dreams, and happiness. This is basically telling you to make a wish. You know, if you are in a positive mindset, now please, you know that it's not always rainbows and butterflies. We can't be positive 100% of the time. But as long as we try to stay true to that positivity, you know, good things can come to us. Anything is possible. I think that's the word, you know, or the words I should say. Anything is possible. What are your wishes? What intentions do you want to put out there? Improve your vision. And it's kind of interesting because she's got her glasses on here, you know, which improves vision. Helps to see things more clearly. Now on Tuesday, we have the plum energy, which says overcome your challenges. And we have the King of Water, compassionate, understanding, and trustworthy. You know, the King of Water or King of Cups is about being in tune with your emotions. Maybe some of you have been letting your emotions get the best of you. And you've got to be careful with that. That's why I say pick your battles wisely. Don't get caught up in the emotions that you feel in the moment and then all of a sudden realize that you may have gotten in your own way or sabotaged something, you know, or engaged in something that just wasn't going to bring a good result. We have to be mindful. We are responsible for what we say and do. And the apricot energy on Wednesday, we have King of Fire. You know, I was filming some readings yesterday and I kept seeing the king energy, as in multiple kings, you know, King of Swords, King of Pentacles, King of Fire. And now here we go, King. You know, those are great energies to be in because that means they're very strong and they're stable, right? And the apricot energy here, rejoice and laugh. This is telling you inspirational and charismatic and innovative. You know, this is about purpose and passion, having fun as well, doing things that inspire you. Okay, the turquoise energy. And that one said that, okay, awaken your empathy. Let's see what we need to know about that. Three of Water, celebration, community, and friendships. This is my whole point. You know, I think the way in which we connect is super important, right? Do you have empathy? Again, looking at the bigger picture, right? You can't always agree with everybody. People are always going to do what they think and feel is best. You cannot change that. So sometimes it's a matter of just having empathy for whatever it is that they're experiencing or going through. Again, you don't have to agree with it, but you can understand it, you know? And I think that's one of the things that we forget as human beings is the human condition. And when I was teaching my students, I would always talk about the human condition. And it was one of the hardest units for them to understand. I'll never forget it. We spent probably, oh my goodness, like a month and a half every day looking at different examples of the human condition. And near the end of the unit, you know, you would get students that would say, so miss, you know, tell me again the definition of the human condition. And I think what's so difficult for people is that it's kind of complicated yet simple all at the same time. Like, I think in theory we get it, right? We think of human nature, you know, the human condition as like, oh, it's being a human being, but what is it about being a human being? I mean, as a general rule, the human condition is that we as human beings experience the same things, regardless of race, gender, and class. You know, we all grieve. We all make mistakes. We all go through the maturation process. You know, there's so many things that we as human beings experience. And I'm reminded of a story of when I used to be in the classroom and we would be doing group work, and I would hear students say things like, Miss, I don't want to work with so-and-so. I don't like them, or they don't like me. We have nothing in common. And that's simply not true, because as human beings, we all have things in common. We can all identify with certain aspects of life. And I think we forget that sometimes. And that's what makes it complicated to understand, because ultimately, as part of the human condition, this is where, again, it gets contradictory or, tricky. Humans are naturally selfish. And I know you might say, well, I'm not selfish. I give and I do this and I do that. That's the contradiction. We're somehow taught that we have to overgive, overdo, and problem solve for everybody else. Yet we should be focusing on ourselves. So by nature, humans actually are selfish. They think of themselves. They think subjectively. They don't always think objectively, right? And this is where we need the balance between the two. So again, I digress. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But this is the complication of filling your own cup, but also being kind to others. There's balance. Understanding that we all come from the same, human experiences, but we experience them in different ways. We don't experience grief the same way or maturation the same way, but we do go through the process, right? So community and friendships are really important, and empathy for others, especially when times are difficult, whether that be financially, politically, just life. So let's see, bronze, strengthen your body. 8 of air, self-doubt, confusion, and free will. So the 8 of air, or the 8 of swords, is the illusion of mental entrapment. And it's almost like it gets in the way of strengthening ourselves, because the brain lies to us. The brain gives us all these stories about why we can't do something versus why we can. And I hear it all the time. I hear it every day. Where somebody says they can't do something for whatever reason, and they think it's impossible to surpass it. But anything is possible. It really depends on our mindset, what we're trying to do, how we're trying to do it, and it's day by day and step by step. It's a journey, right? So let's take a look at purify your body. So we're getting a lot of, health related topics here. And we have the Hermit, introspection, self-discovery, and mentorship. Isn't it funny how earlier today I said, you might want to hermit yourself a little bit, take some time. But number 22 on the yellow card here is about building something. It's a master builder number, Somebody's trying to think about what to do next. And well, we have the awaken your passion, so let's see. Oh, the High Priestess, intuition, wisdom, and patience. Again, patience isn't waiting. We're not waiting on anything. We need to trust our intuition, awaken the passion. What are you passionate about? What do you love to do that you stopped doing because life got in the way? I think a lot of us lose that, we lose ourselves, really, and then have to find ourselves again. Now, the one thing I want to say about the sneak peek for the following week here with protect yourself. Protect yourself does not mean put up walls. I just want to clarify that. You can easily protect your energy with boundaries. I always say that walls keep you stuck. People who say, nope, 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 I will not make any moves, I will not be open, I think I'm going to stay right here because it's easier to not put myself out there. But is it really easier? It takes a lot of energy to maintain walls, right? Just think of all the pressure. If you were to imagine someone's body, like imagine your body with 4 walls around it or a box around it to maintain that pressure around you. That's why we feel overwhelmed, or that's why, we want to leave a comfort zone, because it's not so comfortable, right? But you can protect yourself with boundaries, which means I'm going to have the growth. I'm going to trust the intuition. I'm going to see what happens, but I'm not going to let anyone disrupt my peace. I'm not going to let anybody tell me what to do. It's my mind, my body, my soul. It's something that I say to people all the time. You're allowed to do as you please. As long as you're not hurting anyone else in any bad ways, you know, it's up to you to live your own life, right? So let's see what else you need to know here. Okay, Ace of Earth. Abundance, opportunity, and resources. You know, side note, whenever I see this card, I'm reminded of the little boy in Jerry Maguire. I don't know if he says the human head weighs 8 pounds. I can't remember if that's what he says. I don't know if it's 8 pounds, but anyways, that's what I remember. I think of Jerry Maguire. But anyways, abundance, opportunity, and resources. So protect yourself, but start something new. That's a tangible new beginning. Okay, so let's get some oracle cards to clarify one last round and see what we need to know. Okay, back to Monday. 9 of Water. Wishes, dreams, happiness, vision. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. We have to let go. There's that loss energy that we saw earlier. You've got to let go of something and be open to something new. It says your change of state. You know, there's some grief, yes. Maybe you've been closed up, but now it's time to be open to new wishes and new experiences. And the King of Water, which is, again, being in tune with your emotions, compassionate. I think sometimes people let their emotions get the best of them. That's why the card underneath it says, you know, overcome your challenges. Sometimes, you know, we're letting the emotions get in the way. Now that King of Fire and Apricot energy, the Chess card. Yeah, strategy, planning, you know, thinking ahead a little bit. Well, you can't control everything. I don't want you to, you know, try to be too strategic. I want you to set some intentions, you know, but I do want you to think about making power moves, you know, purposeful move. I mean, King of Fire, King of Wands is about purpose. There's got to be like a purpose behind what you do. That's why I always say pick your battles. Like, don't pick a battle you're not going to follow through on. You know, I used to always say that. I'm thinking a lot about my teaching days, maybe because I'm seeing all these back to school commercials. But, you know, like in a classroom, I was never going to pick a battle that I wasn't going to win or that wasn't worth it to me. And it's the same thing with parenting. It's the same thing with pets. It's the same thing with colleagues and whatever. Like family, you have to pick your battles. You can't just let your emotions get the best of you. Now, that turquoise energy and the 3 of Water roundabout, well, community, connections. There you go. Beautiful. 3-3. Ascended Masters. Learning lessons. It says keep it moving. Okay, let's see. This 8 of Air and the Bronze energy. The Castle. This is about pride and recognition. You know, it's interesting. Like, there's 2 energies on this card. You know, there's that pride, recognition, and then isolation. And we've been talking about hermiting, but I think the isolation on this card is really referring to this 8 of Air, this 8 of Swords, the illusion of mental entrapment, where something's getting in the way of the pride, you know, as in to recognize how far one has come. And let's see, the Hermit energy here we have happening soon. The yellow energy, purify your body. You can feel it. You can just feel it in the air. Refinement. Refinement, 9-9, could be an angel number 2. Intuition, and it says awaken your passion. Maybe like going about something a little bit of a different way, having patience, fine-tuning something, developing over time. Have the patience to let it develop over time. And that Ace of Earth, oh, Aquarius, you can't even make this up. The full moon on the 19th, so this was sneak peek at the following week, is the full moon in Aquarius. And there you go, the water carrier. You know, Aquarius energy is forward thinking, very intelligent. It's all about thoughts, you know, and communication, even compassion. Again, there's that word coming up. Alleviate suffering. The water carrier or water bearer is also someone who, you know, holds things together. And sometimes it's okay to cry and to let go. You don't always have to be so put together. It's a matter of feeling whatever you feel so that you can move yourself forward. you know? Wow. Okay, let's take some Power of Surrender cards here for the week to see, oh, what we need to surrender or surrender to. Surrender to inner peace. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. Okay, let's see what else. Surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Yes. And with that, we have, surrender your desire to control people. Being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. Wow, deep talks for a Sunday afternoon, but I'm happy to say that I just saw the sun poke out again, which is very positive. You know, it gives us hope. And I think one of the things that we have to remember in dark times, because, you know, with light we have dark and dark we have light, is to have hope. You know, to know that every day's a new day, that everything will be okay, to let things roll off your shoulder. You know, I know sometimes easier said than done, but it serves us really well to pick our battles, right? So I send you lots of love and positive vibes for the upcoming week. As always, I appreciate your likes, your comments, your subscribes. It means the world to me. If you'd like to do a personal reading with me, the link is in my bio.